All black everything.
Okay.
Welcome back to episode 11 of the Passive Aggressive Podcast.
Number 11! The ones.
Is that a fucking crying granny or something?
It was supposed to be like a bird or something.
A what?
Bird?
Bird?
Mm-hmm.
Good talk, man. Mm-hmm. What did we talk about in this fucking podcast?
I believe we talked a little bit about Dota.
Dota 2.
Dota. Come on,
fucking
man.
Idiot.
Don't do that. The series that I am beginning, I think I'm going to start calling it How to Suck at Dota because I actually just played a game and it did not go so great. So
Spoiler alert, he lost.
Spoilers! I said it didn't go so great. You don't know if I pulled it out. So we talk about that, the future of that, and do we talk about any other video games?
Old School Runescape.
Old School
Mobile
RuneScape.
Edition. The new fucking app that's going to make iPhones great again.
Sounded so impressed by it. I'm
first
convinced.
ever massive MMORPG that's cross-compatible on the fucking PC and the phone.
I hate you.
Motherfuckers.
You're so bad. What else?
LeBron James.
Ayo!
What we thought he was going to go.
No spoilers for where he did go.
We are right on our picks. The World Cup and that bullshit.
It's not bullshit. It's a worldwide sport that
Football
everybody participates in.
Mm-hmm. Get your participation trophy. I'm going to talk about some
You're
real
not
shit.
in it. You get no participation trophy.
UFC
America's not in it.
226.
Oh, okay. We're just switching.
Way better. Fight picks. We try to break it down. We go balls deep.
I think we did pretty well.
DC versus Stipe. DC gonna tap that ass.
I'm pretty sure.
We gonna see.
I'm pretty sure I'm a better MMA analyst than you. And you guys will see.
We gonna see. That'll do.
Oh my god, that's actually huge.
I get that
Extra
a lot.
15%? No, you don't.
In my head, I do.
You've been on sick leave.
Yeah, for like a while. I'm
week?
like dying now.
You're not dying now.
Pretty sure I got pneumonia.
Why don't you go to the hospital or something?
Because that's a huge
Commitment?
liability
Liability?
on my finances.
We're in a limited liability company.
I'm not a limited liability person.
Are you sure?
I'm a sole proprietor. And with the
When's our meeting at?
And when this sole proprietorship happens on my body, any decision I make is very crucial.
First of all, when is our meeting to get me on?
Oh, you talking about my business?
Yeah. No,
Getting-
not your business.
Joining my business as
No.
my assistant
First of all,
to the CEO.
you are not the CEO.
Listen, you got a better title than Dwight does. You should be happy.
I hate you. Sometimes
You gotta show up to business meetings, Dalton, or else you get tweeted like Dwight.
Well, schedule them for more realistic times.
Well, this one's July 5th, the day after 4th of July.
Like I said,
I think at 4 o'clock.
right when I get off work. Perfect.
What do you want me to do, man? The bank closes at 5.
Put your foot down. Tell them you keep your bank open. Passive and aggressive.
So have we even talked
dictate
about that?
About what?
Us starting an LLC.
Yeah.
We're over here talking shit, and I don't know if we went
We've talked
deep
about
into it.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, so this meeting on the 5th, our banker wants to know more about our business, which will be interesting.
I wonder if she's like interested, like personally, or if this is something that they go with every.
I don't know if she was being
situation.
nice because I was kind of being a dick to her in the very beginning. Because as soon as we sat down in the meeting, because this isn't the first time that I tried to get this account going. Like the first time they said that our paperwork from LegalZoom, fucking bullshit company. I'm just kidding. But from LegalZoom wasn't correct. So I had to like email LegalZoom and they told me, no, it is correct. That bank's just retarded. So I went to a different bank. And I told him right off the beginning, like, hey, I went to this branch in this location and they told me I needed this. But after I talked to my people, that they said, we don't need that in the state of Michigan. Mm-hmm. And then she started quizzing me like we were in fucking high school. Like, what documents here prove that you own this company? And I was like, what? And I was like, I got the IRS EIN letter. I got the articles of organization. And then she goes, yeah, but what ties this all together? Like a pop quiz. Like I'm supposed to fucking know all this shit. Or
Like she's waiting for you to spout off the correct answer.
Yeah, and it fucking pissed me off. Like I immediately started getting hot. And like in my head, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I just wanted to walk out. And I said, like, when she said that again, I was like, you know what? Like, this is just going to be an issue. I'm just going to go to a different bank.
Mm-hmm.
And then she realized that I did have the right paperwork. And then she was like super nice.
Oh, I'm sure. She realized real quick.
Yeah.
After you threatened to take your business elsewhere.
Yeah, I was fucking pissed, dude.
You're a hothead, you know that?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You have temper tantrums. You have short fuse. It's like a Stark.
Sometimes. A Stark?
Mm-hmm.
You think Starks have short tempers?
You didn't hear that's what Littlefinger said.
Lannisters have short tempers.
You didn't hear what Littlefinger said? It was literally in the first season. The Starks. Short tempers. Slow minds.
There's no biases with that at all.
Of course not. He was only getting choked out moments before that, but...
And another Stark was fucking the girl that he wanted to be with and humiliated him when he tried to duel him for her.
That was not him. That was his brother.
Yeah, but I'm saying a different Stark.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm thinking that's why he doesn't like Starks.
Doesn't matter, man. The truth stands. It's true. It's true.
Cersei is a hothead.
She's not a hothead.
Her
She's crazy.
son was a hothead.
Wasn't a hothead. He's crazy. There's a difference.
Cersei doesn't make rash decisions.
Based off her craziness, not based off her temper.
That's 1,000% off her temper.
Different things.
Explain.
You have a temper problem, but you're not a fucking psychopath. You're not going to go murder people. The only reason she and her son are murdering people is because they're psychopaths, not because they have a temper problem.
What if that's just part of the times?
Part of the times?
What if I was...
That's what you do when you have a temper?
Yeah.
I just need to kill someone right now.
If it's back in the day and you have all that power born into that shit.
Playing some old-time medieval Halo, you get some kills, you get killed, you lose, throw your little wooden controller, throw a fit, and then you just gotta go execute someone. Real life.
I could see that.
Can you? Mm-hmm. That sounds like absolute horse shit.
It could happen in Game of Thrones, for sure.
Someone playing medieval Halo, getting pissed and just killing someone.
There's fucking dragons. I'm sure you have medieval Halo, man. I'm sure there's a fucking thing.
I don't think so.
Well, other than medieval Halo and stupid ass ideas from Dalton.
Wow.
What else have you been up to?
What if I... What?
Taking shots at me.
Weird segue.
Calling me a hothead.
Well, how is that? That's not a shot. That's just stating the facts.
How is it stating a fact?
If you have a short temper, you have a short temper. There's no two ways about it.
I disagree. I don't think I have a short temper.
Let's start with you. Because you've been sick for a while, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think we've gone into the details of it.
Well, last podcast, we mentioned me trying to find my mama a house.
Mm-hmm. Last podcast was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Took a week off.
Yeah. So let's like rewind a little bit.
Right.
So 2 weeks ago, we were looking for a house for my mom, and we had a potential house, and everything was looking like on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did I tell the story about me writing a letter and all that?
I think so.
Okay, so I wrote a letter. I didn't tell. I don't know if I trust you.
Why'd you ask?
Me and my uncle, who's a real estate agent, were looking at houses for my mom. Like, she lives in Detroit right now. It's a shitty area, and she got into an accident on Mother's Day of 2017. She hasn't worked since then. Long story short, we got lost wages, and it's a decent amount of money to put a down payment on a house so she can get out of Detroit. Fast forward, me and my uncle were looking at houses 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and we found one that was really good for my mom. It was a move-in ready house. It was in a better area of Metro Detroit, and it was a good school system for my sisters. It all worked out, and we put a bid on the house, and we put a bid for like $75,000 on it, which it was listed for $79,900. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna write a letter as well, just so I could explain my mom's situation, and depending on the sellers, maybe they'll go for it
in the sense of the sentimental part.
Right, because it was an estate sale, which pretty much means that the person that was in there passed away, and it was this kid selling it. Which,
Gotcha.
That's not what all estate sales were, but this estate sale in particular, that's what it was.
Right.
So I don't think they necessarily cared about like the most
money they could get.
They were just like, let's just get rid of this as fast as possible and all that. And we also, because my uncle is a real estate agent and he flips houses, so he also like inspected the house while we were there. So we weren't going to have a city inspector, which makes the paperwork and the payment go a lot faster. So that was another X factor that we had that would try to like get us the house.
Right.
So wrote the letter and all that. They liked the letter. We had the lowest bid, but they still picked us. So they're like, great. Like, but you need an in-state mortgage company to give you the loan, because we have an out-of-state mortgage company right now that gave us a pre-loan approval and all that shit. And I guess it takes more paperwork and it takes longer for the buyers to get their money. So we tried to get one an in-state, like for like a whole fucking like 5 days, like every day, nonstop, like harassing Quicken Loans and harassing local companies in Michigan, and me going through like these mental fucking, I don't even know, like
hoops.
I don't know, like mental battles in my head the whole time, because I'm thinking, should I just get this house in my own name and transfer it over to my mom? Should I co-sign for her? What should I do? I know co-signing is a bad idea. Everybody tells you it's a bad idea, and
kind of seemed like the only option at the time, though.
right. And what do I put, do I pick my mom and my sisters in a better area because I have the power to do so, or do I pick my credit or what people tell me what to do? So at the end of the day, I decided, like, if my mom can't get the loan in her name, I'm just going to co-sign for her because I can get it in my name. Then I found out that there's no such thing as a fucking co-signer for a mortgage as far as a credit score.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if I even told you that.
It's just not a thing?
Yeah, they told me that the only time that they do a co-signer on a mortgage is if the person that's trying to buy the house initially, their debt to income ratio is too small. Like they have too much debt for their income, so they don't want to give somebody more debt based off their income. That's where the co-signer would come in. But they always go based on the lowest credit score. So I was like, well, fuck. So then I thought about, well, can I put it in my name? And I called a couple of people about it, and Zeal, who's like a local
credit union.
Yeah, they pretty much told me that it had to be an investment because my name's on this lease. So in order for me to like prove that I lived it, or I'm buying the house for me, I'd have to get out of this lease for the apartment and then act like I'm living there and do all kinds of fucking government hurdles, I guess you could say. And I wasn't going to do that. But if you do it as an investment house, then like the interest rates go up, the down payment is a bigger payment, and it goes from like a 30-year mortgage to like a 15-year mortgage. So the mortgage rate or the mortgage monthly payment like doubles. So it wasn't really an option. And that all like fucking fanned out. I got fucking really fucking bummed out about it too for a while there. Because I was like, I had so much hope on it, and I was like, this is actually gonna fucking happen. Like, holy shit. Like at first I didn't want to like give myself any high hopes.
I remember.
I was like, I'm just gonna remain cool, like see what happens, try to do as best as I can, and whatever happens, happens. And then we thought we were getting it. And then we ended up not getting it. So I was like, well, fuck. And then right around the time that we we figured out we weren't gonna get that house, I got sick.
Pneumonia levels of sick.
Well, my mom had pneumonia like 2 weeks ago. And I was taking her to the hospital, in and out of the hospital and that. And I'm pretty sure I fucking caught that shit from her.
Probably.
Fucking asshole.
It's your fault.
I texted her once I first started getting sick. Like, I swear to God, if I got pneumonia, I'm killing you. And she's like, what is going on? Blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if I have pneumonia. I don't think I have pneumonia, but I think the potential is there.
The potential of pneumonia.
When I went to urgent care because normally I don't like going to doctors at all. I hate going to doctors. I hate taking pills. I fucking hate pharmaceutical bullshit just in general. Like, I'd rather just eat some good food and smoke some weed and feel better like that way. And this time I was like, no, I got to get better as soon as possible because I got a vacation coming up and we're already a week behind on the podcast because of all the shit that was going on in my personal life, and I just wanted to not feel like shit.
Yeah.
So I went to urgent care. Like the day after I felt like shit, and I was like super fucking wheezy. Like I still went to work all week. Like I'm
very surprised that you did that, by the way. I was 100% positive you would take at least one day off.
I fucking just muscled it out.
That's insane.
My whole week was me waking up, going to work, surviving at work, going home, going to bed, waking up at like 10 o'clock, eating dinner, going back to bed, and that's it. Like all fucking week, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And while I was at work was like when I was trying to do like shit related to our Instagram or anything like that. That was my next open hours. The rest of the time I was closed. There's no after hours bullshit. But there was a couple of times at work where I almost had a panic attack because I was so goddamn wheezy. Like,
just make yourself cough by trying to imitate it.
I was trying to see if I could still sound as wheezy as I was, but thankfully I'm not that wheezy. And it got to a point where we were in a meeting, and I was like, just like, okay, I want to get the fuck out of here. This meeting's taking longer than normal. I want to go to urgent care. It's a half hour later than when I was supposed to get off, and my heart started racing more. And then once that started happening, it reminded me of my older days when I had asthma attacks when I was a kid and that. I'm like, fuck that. I can actually, like, I know what's going on in my head. Like, the breathing it's there, but I'm panicking. So that's
Kinda
how you
that
get to an asthma
shortness of
attack.
breath,
So when you start to panic. So I was trying not to panic, but there was a couple of times there where I was like, fuck, dude, like, this could go south if I let it go south. Like, if I panicked. But luckily I didn't. And I got to urgent care and they immediately, like, gave me a breathing treatment and a fucking big-ass shot right here of a steroid, prednisone or something.
No more MMA for you. You are gonna get your ass.
And then I told Sam, because when she gave me, because I used to have a Beardwell inhaler growing up. I was like, that's what gave me my fucking man titties, man. I'm back on this shit. But they gave me that, and then I'm still doing the steroid, which I got completely fucked up my pills, and I'm on antibiotics.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So I'm trying to like get through it. My breathing has definitely gotten better for sure, but now I'm like, I don't know. I'm like coughing a lot. Coughed up blood the other day. Like constantly blowing my nose. My throat's fucked. It's like super sore, and just a little sick guy.
Jesus.
A little sick guy right now, but I'm pushing through.
Wow, man. Yeah.
Times.
Based on what you said about how you feel about these medical treatments and stuff, I'm not surprised that you're sick. You fucked up your steroid. You are on antibiotics. You don't go to urgent care.
I didn't fuck up my steroids too bad.
You just miss a day.
No, I didn't miss a day at all. What they gave me like almost like a fucking birth control tablet thing, where it's like day 1 through 6.
That's a very common thing for pharmaceuticals. I think.
That's the first time I ever had to do it.
I have probiotics that are exact same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, like the first day they want you to take all 6 pills. And so I was like, I opened it up. I'm like, okay, take all 6, and I swallowed it. And then the second day, I assumed they wanted you to take all 5 pills at the same time too. So I did it. And then that was right when I just woke up. And then I started reading it, and it was like, take 1 before breakfast, take 1 after breakfast, take 1 lunch, blah, blah, blah.
You're like, I ain't got time for that. Let's consolidate this shit.
So that's the part where I fucked up. But I've been on it. Like, I'm back on the normal schedule.
I gotcha.
And normally I don't take my pills at all. Like, whenever I get prescribed pills, I don't do it. I just don't like them. A lot of bad stigma to them because of me. I just don't like them from what I've watched on documentaries and shit.
I bet you couldn't give any specifics as to why, though. Is it just you just have a negative feeling towards it?
That, and I don't like the side effects of pills. And I don't want to become a person that's dependent on pills that thinks that they need pills to feel healthy.
Sure.
It's all bullshit, placebo effect.
It's all bullshit, placebo?
I think so, yeah.
All of it?
Most of it.
It can't possibly
I
be
feel
true.
like pills help maybe like 10% of the people that they're on. Based on no statistics whatsoever.
Seriously, this
knowledge.
is the broest of sciences ever. Are you kidding me?
You know people, though, that feel like they need to be on pills to be functional, right?
No.
No?
I don't know a single person like that.
I know a bunch of people like that. A few aunts, a few uncles. I'm not saying any names, but people that think that they have fibromyalgia.
Oh, sure.
And people that think that there's always something wrong with them. And then they go to the doctor, and the doctor says, well, if you think that's wrong with you, we'll give you this pill, and we'll try this out. And then they say, like, yeah, I'm on this. And they feel like that's part of them. Like, that's how they associate conversations. It's like just part of their medical history. I know a lot of people like that, and I'm surprised you don't know any.
I literally know zero, yeah.
But I know people who are dependent on that, and I know it's like, motherfucker, well, you have like the shittiest diet on the planet. You don't drink water. Like, you just drink pop all the time. You don't work out that much. You don't really do a lot of things that are healthy in the first place. And you're trying to substitute that with taking pills. How about you try to live a healthy lifestyle and see if that turns shit around?
Yeah.
But if you don't do that and you still talk about pills, and if you're trying to have a conversation with me, I don't fuck with that. Like, no, fuck out of here. Don't waste my time.
Damn. Strong feelings about it.
And I've seen how pills can like ruin people's lives for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely get too dependent. And it can make your immune system actually worse if you try
it does.
do it too much.
Kills your kidneys. Side effects are horrible. Hashtag, that's why I like weed so much.
But now you can't even do that because you cough too much. Tears your throat apart.
I've been like limited on my marijuana smoking.
I noticed
this whole week.
Your personality is like down now. It's like a part of you is left.
I just felt tired. I feel like I'm dying one day at a time.
Your health bar is just going lower and lower.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if I could find a revive.
Yeah, you need some regen real quick. Speaking of, let's talk about stuff that's a little less depressing. Like what I've been doing.
Lots of Dota.
Shit ton of video games, man. First, I want to start with something I'm not proud of. I started playing.
You
I started playing Fortnite.
sucked. Put what where?
I started playing Fortnite. I what?
I thought you put something in a fort of behind somewhere, and I just wasn't gonna ask any questions.
But you were about to.
I thought that's why you were gone most of the week. If I'm being honest,
I wasn't gone.
I thought you were
anywhere.
going through some like
I didn't go anywhere.
weird midlife gay crisis.
What?
No?
No.
You start playing Fortnite?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty shameful. More shameful than whatever you're trying to describe, for sure. Because we've been shitting on Fortnite since basically it became popular.
We have? Mm-hmm. You have big time. You thought it was.
So do you. You're
thought
still shitting on it.
You thought it was a fad.
I
sure.
did, yeah.
That's
what I assumed.
I haven't played it at all.
I know. Because you're shitting on it.
Sure. I just like Halo more.
Yeah, you think one thing is better, so that means you don't even fuck with any other things.
I don't think that. I just think that with what I want to spend my time with, I choose to play Halo 3. And that's it.
I guess.
So I like it more. So I say, fuck Fortnite. I'd rather play Halo.
I don't know. I feel like I'd choose something more popular. And since I've been playing Fortnite, I've actually discovered it's pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Just like the other billion people that are playing it?
Yeah, I guess those other 1,300,000 people that are watching Ninja on Twitch, I just assumed they were monotonous robots, but yeah.
Is he still killing it?
He's still killing it, yeah.
Yeah?
I've been watching some of his streams at work since I've started playing the game, and actually I haven't been watching him just because I don't want to like feed into the popular thing, so I've been watching the lesser streamers.
Is he really, really good at Fortnite like he was at Halo? Is he like one of the best?
I did watch like the big tournament, the Fortnite Pro-Am.
Was he part of it?
Yeah, they brought in a bunch of different esports celebrities and shit.
How does that work? Because Fortnite's not like a 4v4 based game, right? It's like
It's just 100
free for all? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think they had a teammate though. Each person had a teammate, so it was like
So it's
duos, like
okay.
2v2, v2, v2,
So
v2
multi-team?
times 50. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. That's pretty dope though.
It was dope.
I loved fucking playing that in Halo 3 back in the day.
And these guys were so fucking good that the things that they're doing were just on another level. Especially when I'm playing it, like it's embarrassing sometimes.
It can't be that fucking big of a difference though.
It is absolutely.
It's not like a Dota though, where
No. The difference between the two, Fortnite, and I think this is the reason it's so popular. One, it's free. Two, it has a really low skill floor, which means you don't have to put a bunch of time into it to get good. But it has a really, really high skill ceiling, which means that you could become like this mechanical master at the game with like the keybinds and shit.
on Fortnite. Mm-hmm. So it was like
Whereas Dota, it has a really high skill floor. Like the learning curve is ridiculous, and it has a really high skill ceiling. So you can get really good at Dota, and you can get really good at Fortnite. It's just easier on Fortnite.
right.
So that's why I
what
think
was
it's more.
imagining.
Yeah, that's why I think it's more popular. Just because you can jump right in, you can play a fucking 5-minute game if you suck, and then you can still have fun with it.
Is the building aspect a huge part of the game?
Yeah,
Is it like more important than the shooting and aiming and shit like that?
I think so. I mean, obviously you need to shoot people to get killed, but
Does Ninja play on the computer?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know why I don't like it. I don't like first-person shooters on
On
computers.
a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, it don't feel right to me. It don't seem
That's bullshit,
normal.
dude.
It's like
That's the more normal.
a fucking controller is better for like a first-person shooter. That's
That's
what I grew
false.
up on.
That's absolutely false.
Well, yeah, for sure. I'm saying a mouse is better as far as aiming in that.
Yeah, you can be so precise.
Right. That's almost unfair.
It's not. If everyone else is on it, then how's it unfair?
True,
It's
but
just
if-
another skill cap. You're just raising it more.
They should have like console tournaments and they should have PC tournaments or something like that.
I'm sure they do.
Our PC only matches and
That's how it is. There is crossplay. Like, you could play on your Xbox and I could play on my PC, but since I play solo, since I have no fucking friends that play Fortnite, I just...
Matt don't play Fortnite?
I don't think so. So I just play on PC with other people on PC, and I get wrecked most of the time.
Have you been playing a lot?
Not a lot. I've played maybe 20 games since I started at the start of the week, I think.
What do you think your KD ratio is at? Like 0.60?
I sometimes get a kill when I play. Usually I get like 2 on
That's
average.
it?
Yeah.
There's 100 fucking people.
Well, the numbers drop really fast.
Is it one death and you're out?
Yeah.
Though every single time?
Yeah. So you start on a bus, you get dropped into this enormous map. Everyone gets dropped at
How the
different
fuck
times.
do you start on a bus? You should start on a goddamn plane.
Well, it's a bus with like a balloon attached to it. It's flying.
Okay.
Don't ask questions, Nick. So you jump off the bus whenever you want. You get like 30 seconds or so to decide where you want to go. And then the rest of the 99 people do the same thing. And then there's encounters on the way. It's like the Hunger Games. People just drop
when you're
like flies.
Flying, can you like bump into people or like shoot somebody?
Well, you don't start with a gun. You land and you have to find a gun.
Land while like mid-flight, land on somebody's fucking balloon and fuck them up. Like get some scissors out of your pocket. Psh, 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 fuck you while they're falling to their
Get some
death.
scissors out of your pocket.
Why not? You can't request some goddamn scissors?
No, I'm just gonna say no. Absolutely not.
Christ, what a fucking stupid game.
That's why you don't like it, huh? Because you can't take scissors out and snip someone's balloon?
Yes.
You're absurd. So that's one of the things I've been doing. The other thing I've been doing is playing Dota.
Are you recording Fortnite?
No.
Do you plan on recording Fortnite?
Maybe. Not at the moment. I'm not good, so why would you want to watch it?
Personality, son.
I don't have any of that. But I have been streaming Dota. Passive Plays, Dota 2. You can check it out on YouTube. It's
On PNA Cast YouTube channel. That's it, right?
just passive and aggressive.
Passive and aggressive YouTube channel.
That's what our podcast is called. Yep, come on, stick with the program, Nick.
I forgot the title.
I've actually been doing pretty well. I know I've been complaining, but I started off really well. First of all, when you're playing Dota, there's ranked and unranked, right?
Yeah, so
Like
the first game you played was an unranked game because you're retired.
I played a bunch of games that were unranked because I just had to warm up because I was away from the game for a few months.
Okay.
So I just had to get some warm-ups in. And I started my calibration, which basically puts you into a skill level. So there are...
So you can put yourself at any skill level if
You don't
want.
choose to. You play 10 ranked games.
Oh, based on
And then
that?
based on your skill, how you win, your skill keeps going up. And then at the end of your 10th calibration game, you get put into a skill level.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's almost like a placement test.
Right, exactly. So each skill has a medal. There's 8 medals in total. Each medal has 5 levels.
Wait. Slow down. What?
I know, that was a lot. each skill level is assigned a medal. And the medals get like more complex and more decorative the higher your skill is. It's just like a visual thing to show how good you are.
Okay, so like each medal is like a different prestige?
Yep, basically, yeah.
And then
it's like your levels. So like levels 1 to 10 is the first medal,
Okay.
10 to 20 is the next medal,
Gotcha.
so on and so forth. The last Dota season, I think I was like the second fucking medal out of 8. Not good at all. And that's probably where I'll get ranked this time, but
Okay.
I've won my first 3 calibration games. I think the first time I calibrated, I lost every single fucking one. And I lost the 4th one, which was a bummer.
Is that the game you told me about the other day?
Yeah, that's
You
when
got
things
down and depressed.
Yeah, things started going south. I played really, really, really fucking bad. And I was like, what am I doing? Why am I choosing this as my career choice? This is a bad idea. But I tried to bounce back. I played a couple more unranked games to get my mojo back. Did worse somehow. It was just a slippery slope of shit for me. That's when I started complaining about it because I was feeling super demoralized. But I won a game.
Did you sleep it off?
Yeah. After a few days, I slept it off. I won another game, and so for the series, I'll be recording and uploading the 1st, 5th, and 10th calibration games, just so you can kind of track my progress along.
So the games that you have uploaded now, none of them are the calibration games?
The first one did. The first episode, not the intro, the first episode was my first calibration game.
Okay, what was the second episode?
There was no second episode yet. There's the intro, which was just a normal game.
Yeah.
First episode was my first calibration game.
So second one will be your fifth.
My 5th one, which is my next game to play. And then I'll do the 10th one. I'll probably play the next game like today.
So you're 3-1?
3-1.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
And you were 0 for 10 last time?
Basically, yeah. I probably won at least 1 or 2, but yeah.
Oh, man, I sound like I got like 87 loogies
87
that are
loogies?
just waiting to come up.
I hate when you're sick so much.
But they're like, no, motherfucker. You gotta be in
no,
some pain.
no.
You gotta sit here and torture for just a little bit longer.
I mean, we can pause the podcast if you want to go hawk one.
It's fine. We're just gonna roll with it.
Okay, that's what I like to hear because I hate hearing you hawk loogies and cough and blow your nose.
I am loud.
You're the loudest fucking sick person in the world.
I think that's the truth.
I don't understand.
I don't know how to be quieter.
I don't understand how your nose makes so much noise when you blow it. I blow my nose maybe a couple times when I'm sick. Maybe. Every fucking 10 minutes, you're like... It's awful. I don't understand it. Why does your nose make that sound?
I don't think you are understanding how powerful my nose blowing skills are.
Apparently, it's very strong.
Like, I think it's way stronger than yours.
Like a pressure blower or something.
First of all. Second of all, I have a shit ton of allergies.
Okay.
And like I had it like my whole life growing up. So I've always had like a nose blowing thing.
Okay. So you're just a master at blowing your nose, basically.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's not like a skill I'd want to have. But I am loud with it.
It's true.
For sure. I feel like people at work probably get so annoyed.
I know I do.
But I don't care.
Thanks, buddy. So yeah, that is the Passive Plays Dota 2 series.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty entertaining watching me suck dick.
I've been watching the videos so I can get clips for Instagram.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask what you think about it.
I
know you don't understand a lot of the game because I'm shit at explaining things, but I'm curious to think.
The target market that you're trying to get with this series.
Hopefully people that actually know Dota.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not part of that target market. So I don't know how to like judge it based off of that skill.
Like the things that are happening in the game.
Right.
You know,
I don't know dick about the game.
Right.
And as far as like you being entertaining in that, I see it for sure.
Thanks.
Like there's parts that I laugh about and I don't even know what's going on is what I'm saying.
Right.
And then there's parts where I'm trying to find clips, but I don't know what the fuck to find a clip. Like there's a part like I think that was funny, or like I think he fucked up there.
Is that what you're looking for? You're looking for fuck ups?
I'm trying to
find highlights, man.
I did last time. Found a double kill. Is that even a highlight though? I don't know.
Double kill, yeah.
Is that really good?
That's not really good. That's like what I'm supposed to do, and then you'll get a good applause for that.
Okay, so what's like a crazy good clip?
What's a crazy good one? If I get a rampage, kill all 5 of the enemy teammates.
Like an extermination, basically, Halo style.
It's called a rampage.
You probably never got one of those in your life, have you? I've gotten so many exterminations.
I've gotten an ultra kill, which is 4 out of 5. I've gotten a few of those. I've maybe gotten 1 rampage. I don't know. Like I said, I'm an improving player, and that's what this series is going to be all about. Is about improving myself, and you guys can track my progress as I do it.
I have noticed, based off the first episode and the second episode, you talked a lot more in the second one.
It's hard because normally when I play Dota, I don't say a fucking word.
Yeah, you're focused.
Absolutely. So trying to force myself to talk while I'm playing it is sometimes difficult.
Well, that'll be another key point for people to watch as well. Like if anybody wants to be a streamer or like make a series, you can literally watch your growth as far as how good you are talking through episode 1, 2, 3. Because I guarantee you, once you get like 10 of them and you go to the first one, it's gonna be night and day.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I want to look at the first episode. I want to look at like
you're not gonna want to look 30th. At the first episode.
Probably not. I still haven't.
I looked at like the 4th podcast the other day and I fucking ruined my whole day.
Really?
Like I couldn't believe we let that shit go live. The audio was so bad.
Yeah. Well.
And then we weren't as confident on the mics and shit like that. But it's a growing process.
Exactly. This is the exact growing process that you know is there, but it's weird to like see it. Like I was very surprised that we've grown as much as we have already. It's 11th fucking
Did you have like a lot of doubt
about the podcast? Or I mean, yeah, obviously. It's a scary thing. But
it's exciting and scary.
Yeah.
There's days when
good things are scary.
True. See? Look at Dalton catching on.
I'm growing as a person. Anyway, so that's Dota. Check it out on our YouTube channel. I think you'll like it. I do go into some of the basics of Dota in their intro video in case you are a noob to it. Basically, so you can try to follow along.
Good to know. You want to know another game that's like, you're talking about cross platforms?
Yeah.
How Fortnite can play on the PC and the desktop?
Mm-hmm.
RuneScape.
Oh, Jesus.
Is going to be the first game that's going to be cross compatible with an app on a phone and an actual game on.
That's not true. Fortnite does it.
Online.
There's a mobile game.
MMORPG.
Okay.
So whatever the fuck it's called.
That's what it's called, yeah. Massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
Are you serious? The first M is a massively?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are they doing with their lives? They think that the extra M is there. It's necessary?
It's the difference between a multiplayer game and a massively multiplayer game.
Massive multiplayer game. It's a fucking redundant statement is what it is.
I don't think so. When you
massive
think
and
multiplayer, Halo is a multiplayer game. But that's what? 5v5? 4v4?
There's also like 8v8.
Okay, well, massively multiplayer is like thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions.
I thought it was just like an MMORPG.
Massively multiplayer online.
Has it always been MM?
It has literally always been massively multiplayer online game.
Well, it's always been redundant and stupid. Then.
Okay, well, maybe you're wrong. How about that? So anyway, tell us about RuneScape. I played it maybe once in like 7th grade.
Because you're fucking up as a 7th grader.
Apparently.
I agree.
By playing RuneScape as a 7th grade, I was fucking up. You're right.
RuneScape has taught me so many life lessons. I've learned like so many random words.
From what you've told me, you were a dick in RuneScape.
To RuneScape. Oh, I was a fucking...
Like a hacker almost.
I was a hacker.
Stealing shit from people.
I was a hacker by association, though.
By association.
It was never my intention.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault, was it?
It was always the people that I played with.
Yeah, it was always someone else.
Before, RuneScape is basically like it's an MMORPG
which you just learned the definition of, so
massive.
maybe you weren't the best person to get this.
It's not like a
explanation.
first-person shooter. It's a game where you
Right.
interact with a bunch of people and there's quests and you level up. Like picture like a World of Warcraft. Mm-hmm. Oh, except that when you die, you can actually lose shit. Like people can take your shit from you. And there's like a whole bunch of different skills that you have to level up as well. Like in World of Warcraft, it's different. Like they have like 3 skills you can learn.
What?
Like each character, like you can only master like 2 or 3 skills, right?
Skills? Like
Smithing,
professions?
yeah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
professions,
you
excuse me.
get 2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, in RuneScape, you get all of them. Every character has every skill that you can use.
So you can make weapons and armor and do all that shit.
Right, and there's different types of. There's so many different aspects of the game. Like there's people that just make pure accounts, which are just like PKing accounts, which is player killing accounts, which they
They're
only.
just in it for the PvP?
Yeah, that's it. And there's other accounts that are Iron Man accounts that are only in it to play solo, where they don't trade, they don't interact with any other players.
Iron Man, you said? Mm-hmm. So that's where if you die, you lose everything, right?
No.
That's what Iron Man means to me. Like in Minecraft or something, if you die, you lose everything and you have to start your character
They have
over.
hardcore Iron Man,
Okay.
which is if you die once, you lose your hardcore status.
Oh,
So it goes from like a red logo before your name to just a regular silver Iron Man logo,
damn.
which is really, really hard to do. Like when that first came out, there was a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of streamers that made their own hardcore Iron Man accounts, and
They wouldn't do
day
it?
by day they were just getting picked off by a boss or
Yeah.
a quest or something stupid, lag, or because that game has a lot of disconnection
Yeah,
issues.
sure.
And if it disconnects, you're fucked. Don't like sorry. But I played the game just as like I had so many different accounts. I had PKers. I had a main account, which my main account was basically like getting all my skills as high as possible, and I still interacted with other players in the game. Like I still did PKing, I still would stake, and I still would trade and like merchant and do all the economics of the Grand Exchange and shit.
So is this game coming out going to be a new game, or is this something that's changing within the current RuneScape game?
The whole entire game that you could play on the desktop is going to be on the phone.
Ah.
It's like an app. And they have old school RuneScape and the new RuneScape, which new RuneScape sucks fucking dick. I never played it.
Or how do you know it sucks dick then if you've never played it?
I played it. Well, I haven't played it like
I think
religiously.
I think you're maybe just a little biased towards classic because that's what you've played your whole life.
it's not classic. It's old school. Classic's even older.
Oh Jesus.
Fucking fool.
Christ.
Quit talking about shit that you think that you know.
Excuse
Do you
me.
even know how old school RuneScape came about? They literally had a vote, and they said like the vote had to get 1 million fucking up votes or whatever, and then that's how they would unlock the game. And there was only like 50,000 people online that played the new game
How did they get 1 million votes then?
because people wanted old school, motherfucker. That's how popular the game was. I don't know what they thought, like their vision, what they thought the fucking future of the game was going to be. Some kind of massively successful game. They were trying to make it like a World of Warcraft,
Right.
which it's not. It had its own niche. Like, stick to it. Stick to what fucking works.
Yeah.
Bungie,
A lot of games.
Jagex,
A lot of games need to do that.
fucking idiots, man.
That's one of the reasons I didn't like Fortnite is because they just jumped on the Battle Royale train. It wasn't even going to be a Battle Royale game. It was just going to be a building game. And they just dropped the Battle Royale. And
Well, why
once
the
they saw
fuck not?
PUBG working...
PUBG, Minecraft, boom, had a baby. There you
Exactly.
go.
That's why PUBG is actually suing the creators of Fortnite. Or they tried
Seriously?
to. They failed recently, actually. That lawsuit fell through. Because they can't really just claim a genre. So...
Right.
But
Makes
it wasn't a genre before they started, so I can kind of see it, but...
Well, they didn't claim it before they started. They didn't have no trademarks.
they're shit out of luck.
Yeah, so it just sounds like some salty people that are mad that somebody else built a game that is a little bit better or more innovative in a way.
I can understand it. If you were in that position and
for
someone
sure.
just took your idea and did it super better and now it's the most popular video game in the fucking world, yeah, I'd be salty about that.
I forget this guy's name.
What?
All right. It's a funny story.
You always start your stories like in the middle and it doesn't make any sense to me. Start from the top, bro.
Well, there was this old fucking metal band, right?
Okay.
And they were about to get signed. And right before they got signed, the group members got together and decided they wanted to fire their drummer or their guitarist. I forget who it was. And so they did. So the manager pretty much told them, hey, like, here's your bus ticket. You're pretty much fucking done. Everybody else wants you out. Sorry, not that I could do. You're done.
Damn.
So that guy, like, on his bus ride home, like, made a vendetta in his head saying that he's going to make a new band. And it's going to be
10 times better than their band.
Right. I know I can find his name.
It's going to have strippers. Blackjack.
His name's Dave Mustaine.
Dave Mustaine.
Yeah. Well, Dave Mustaine did create a band,
Okay.
and the band was Megadeth.
Oh.
Which is
Okay.
a huge fucking band, right?
So he was successful.
Global band.
Yeah.
Like world renowned.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Super successful metal
Household
band.
name.
They interviewed Dave Mustaine, like I think in 2009 or 2006, and he had like a mental breakdown, and said that he never truly lived up to his potential and his goal because the band that he got kicked out of was Metallica.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
that
And his
sucks.
perspective and his goal in life was to be bigger than Metallica, and because he never got bigger than Metallica,
You feel like he failed?
yeah, and it was a huge mental blow, and it was a huge like L that he had to swallow.
Yeah.
Like now, I think he's good. Like Megadeth and Metallica have collaborated since then, and they're kind of like on like neutral levels. I don't know what the drama what happened in the past.
Metallica sucks now, so
And Megadeth
helps.
don't.
I don't know. I honestly don't listen to a ton of Megadeth.
You probably don't listen to a lot of Metallica either. You just
I
talk
used
shit.
to. I used to listen to a lot of classic Metallica, but I know that their current albums suck dick.
I didn't even know they were still making shit.
That's why. It's because they suck dick.
But the perspective about it was crazy, and it reminded me of PUBG and
Yeah.
Fortnite.
I can't imagine what that feeling is like.
PUBG got a little Dave Mustaine in there. Right now.
Absolutely. I feel a little short-strawed.
The same thing happened to another crazy band,
Crazy band.
like the most popular band of all time.
Wait. The most popular band of all time. I'm sure I can guess this. It's either the Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Oh, sweet. I didn't have another option. So, I'm glad.
Pete Best,
The original drummer,
yes, was kicked out.
replaced by Ringo Starr.
Correct. And he had like a very similar mindset that Dave Mustaine had. Like he kept trying to sue the
He just
Beatles.
wanted to do more, be better,
No,
get
he was-
back at him.
In a way, yeah, he kept trying to sue them, saying they were stealing his music, blah blah blah, and it was completely unsuccessful. None of the lawsuits really went through, and then his own personal music ventures were not great.
Yeah.
And like he had like really dark, depressed days, and he almost killed himself at one point, and his mom convinced him not to. But then like he changed his perspective, and he's changed up his desires in life because he found his wife, and he realized that love and family and all that good shit to him was more important than being one of the biggest bands of all time.
Right.
And they interviewed him after the fact, years after, and he said that getting kicked out of the Beatles was the best thing that's ever happened to him because he's still doing his dream. He's still a drummer. He still travels the world just at like a much lower level,
Yeah. A little less exposure.
but he's financially secure, right?
Yeah.
And he's also living his dream, doing something he loves. He has a family that he loves. He has a wife that he loves.
Got the love of his life, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about the huge drama and the huge mental and physical workload of being such a huge band.
That's true.
So it's like, in a way, I bet you some people in the Beatles probably envied him, you know? Like if they had those desires.
Maybe.
It's crazy when you think about perspective.
Oh, absolutely. It can change the entire way that you feel about what's happening in your life.
Perspective is key. And like, I learned a lot about things like that from a book that I just listened to. The
You've already
subtle
talked about
art
it.
of
You've
not
already
giving a
talked
fuck.
about it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
good topic.
Okay. You're not going to say any more about it?
You said I already talked about it, so I was
That's
like,
true.
well, fuck.
Well, I don't remember what we talked about. That was... See, this is why I don't appreciate your tangents, because I don't remember what we were talking about before you started talking about...
I'll break it down for you.
Okay.
We were first talking about Fortnite,
Okay.
and then I brought up RuneScape.
Nope.
Yes.
We'll talk about Dota next.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You should be.
Fuck
If
you.
you're going to take control of the recap, you better recap it right.
Fuck you. Second of all, fuck you twice.
Oh, it's
Okay,
not
third of all,
necessary.
you're right. Fortnite, Dota, RuneScape, and then back to Fortnite, and then PUBG,
Yeah.
and then Dave Mustaine, Megadeth,
and Pete Best.
Metallica,
Yeah.
and then Pete Best, the Beatles, Ringo Starr, perspective, mindset, back to where we are. So go on. Where's LeBron going, Dalton?
We're at... Well, okay. We can talk about that. LeBron James. He's like my favorite person. Do you know that?
Is he?
One of.
Why?
Because he knows exactly what his purpose is in life, and he's working 100% towards it, and he's doing everything right, and he's really good at basketball, and I like that. So
I feel like you made up all that. Other
just
than
so I could say the last part.
Yeah.
Maybe. So he actually opted out of his $35.6 million option with the
Clappers?
I was going to say the Clavs, the Cleveland Cavs.
That should be their nickname.
The Clavs. That will be if he leaves. They're going to be a fucking stock. They said they're just going to keep Kevin Love.
Well, he is leaving then, right? If he opted out, doesn't that mean he's leaving?
No, it does not mean that. Exactly. All it does is make him a free agent, but that doesn't mean Cleveland can't still sign him.
So is he trying to get more money from Cleveland?
Yeah. How ridiculous is that he opted out of a $35.6 million option because it was the best financial decision?
I don't think that's ridiculous.
$35.6 million.
I think
a good financial decision for me is like not getting McDonald's on a day.
But we're not on the NBA level
I'm just
of
saying,
money.
it's ridiculous.
I think there's a lot of money in the NBA, more than like any other sport.
Oh, absolutely.
And they deserve way more than that in the first place.
It's true. Physical freaks.
Based off of like how much money is coming in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying based off what they do in life, but I'm saying based off like the marketing and the big powerhouse business behind NBA.
Yeah, the money that comes in from it definitely deserves money going towards the players and the people responsible. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that should be going towards college basketball as well.
For sure.
That's a huge thing as well, but that's
that's like a fucking
can of worms.
That's another like a pharmaceutical type bullshit going on right there.
Yeah. So anyways, just because he opted out doesn't mean he won't return to Cleveland, but it does mean that teams with no cap space, like Houston or Boston, they can't just sign him. Because if their only way of getting him was to possibly trade with the Cavs. Send some assets.
Oh, I see.
They stay under the salary cap.
They'd have to dump some cap space to get him, basically.
Yeah, and it's basically not feasible. So he's not going to Houston and he's not going to go to Boston unless they do a sign and trade. But I think that's illegal now. Not illegal, but like against
it's frowned upon.
The collective bargaining agreement, whatever. So
what teams are left?
The best options for him are LA, Cleveland, maybe Philly. Personally,
sounds like he's going to LA, dude.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? I can just picture him just fucking staying in Cleveland.
Why?
I can picture it.
I don't see him staying in Cleveland.
Sure, he won't win, probably, but
then why the fuck is he going to stay there? He has nothing left to prove there. He did what he said he was going to do there. He was going to bring them home a championship.
I think he's a loyal guy.
I don't think they respect him. I don't think they deserve him.
They definitely respect him.
I don't think so. I think if he leaves, they're going to be...
They won't be salty about it.
They'll do a 180.
No. I don't think so.
The average fan, a Cleveland fan, will be salty as fuck, dude.
I don't think so.
I agree with you on the fact that they shouldn't be salty, but a lot of people are going to bitch just to bitch.
Maybe, but...
A lot of people have the bitching mentality nowadays.
I guess so. It is like the cool thing to do. Just bitch about something.
And when you have the best player in the game, and then he leaves, and you get nothing out of it, you know you're going to be a dumpster diving team for a while, so...
It's not his fault. I think they understand that it's not his fault. He did everything he could. He got him a championship, and now he's leaving. He has nothing left to prove. He has nothing. He doesn't deserve to give them anything else.
He kind of did dick them in a way if he told the GM or whoever, like, I need these players to come in. I don't care what resources you're going to give away. So in that sense, he maybe made them worse off longer, but he did get them a championship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So you think he's going to go to the Lakers?
I don't know. Like I said, I can just picture him staying, but...
If he stays, is, like, Paul George going to go...
I don't know.
Cleveland? Like, is anybody going to go to Cleveland?
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
So the only thing that you're judging him as staying is loyalty. Mm-hmm. No championships.
Mm-hmm. Well, not no championships.
And
LeBron's always going to feel like he can get championships.
Sure, but he's going to have to do what he did last year, continuing year after year as he gets older and older.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want that workload.
I guess that's true. But with the whole Lakers thing, it seems like everyone's just waiting for someone else to make the first move. And I feel like Kawhi's just going to end up staying. He's going to get cold feet, which means LeBron's not going to see it as a worthwhile thing. He'll stay, which means Paul George probably stays with OKC. And we end up with the lamest fucking offseason in existence.
So why is everybody waiting for one person to make a move?
Like I said, they don't want to go to a Lakers team where... if Paul George is just sitting there with Lonzo Ball, who I think is injured now, and, like, that's not going to be a winning team.
Who has to make the first move?
Someone.
But who should it be?
Kawhi, probably.
I feel like if LeBron goes there, then people are just going to fucking want to jump there.
Absolutely.
So why?
Even if it's not this year, like, a LeBron Lakers team, who doesn't want to go to that? Literally 100% of the league will want to go there. That'll be the biggest free agent spot in the fucking world, long term, not just this year. So Kawhi's contract, even if he does stay with San Antonio, is up next year, so...
Doesn't he have, like, a really fucking bad... Like, a bridge was burned with him in San Antonio?
there was some discrepancies about an injury he had.
Yeah, weren't they like, oh, you're pussyfooting it?
Basically.
And he's like, fuck you.
They wanted him to come back earlier than his doctors, not the team doctors, recommended.
Yeah, I agree with him in that sense.
Yeah, they're like taking advantage of his body to
get
him wins.
And that could hurt him long term.
Mm-hmm. And he has family in LA.
Derrick Roseney. Oh, he has family in LA?
Derrick Roseney. That's perfect.
I fucking heard LeBron's wife has like a huge decision, or she's like a huge part of this decision.
Really?
Because wherever they go is where like their kids are gonna finish school and shit like that.
I've heard.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard.
Did you know Instagram is coming out with like this Instagram TV thing where it's...
Yes, I fucking know. 'Cause now I gotta research this shit and fucking figure this shit out too. Now, thanks a lot, Instagram.
Well, LeBron has been quoted as saying he's going to make an announcement on Uninterrupted. It's the NBA thing that they do on an Instagram TV story.
Oh, so
Like
how much Instagram paid him for that?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a great deal. And basically, he's supposed to...
That's a perfect marketing move by Instagram.
I'm not even done yet. Hang on a minute. You got to strap yourself in for this one. So he's going to be making this announcement via a Space Jam 2 trailer.
So that's a real thing?
That is a real thing. They started filming in 2016, I think. 2017, something like that.
Jesus.
So he could reveal the team that he goes to in a Space Jam trailer. Which...
What kind of circus are we in?
I don't know, but I fucking love it.
This is ridiculous.
I think it's great.
The NBA is the only fucking franchise
Watch him go to the Bulls or something.
that could fucking pull this off. No other team could have their players do that.
No.
Or no other sports
I don't think
franchise.
I don't think they physically can. Like, they don't have the personality. NBA has the biggest personalities in any sport. Like, sure, you have, like, your Odell Beckhams in football. You have guys...
I feel like they market their personalities better than any other.
Oh, absolutely.
The
NBA is a huge market, I think.
That's the X factor right there.
You're right.
They market the personalities more so than other... Like, hockey, they market talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it's the same thing with, like, football's championships or something like that.
Right. People are just good at the game, and that's what you respect. But on
right.
NBA court... You respect the guys with
You
personality.
seriously think he's going to go to fucking Chicago?
I just suggested. I didn't say I think it.
We got a better chance of him coming to...
He's not coming to the Pistons.
Coming home, man.
No one's coming to the... coming home?
Coming home.
That's Akron, bro.
Coming home.
Akron, Ohio. That's
Starting
Cleveland.
5, baby. Just throwing this out there.
God.
Reggie, Blake, Drummond, Paul George, LeBron James.
Why Paul George? What happened to Klay Thompson?
I forgot about Clay.
You
Oh yeah,
idiot.
bring Clay in there too. He can
What?
he'll come off the bench.
You're out of your mind. You're so crazy.
Is Clay like he's probably gonna stay with Golden State, right?
Probably. I expect all the Warriors to stay.
When does free agency start?
It started.
Like today?
It's been started, yeah.
But nobody's like no major thing has happened.
Well, yeah. It's a process they have to go through.
Jesus. On the first day of NHL free agency, that's when all
Shit
the
happens.
shit happens. After that, it's like boring.
No, NBA offseason is pretty wild start to finish.
Yeah, that's what got one of the reasons that got me in the NBA because I couldn't believe all the fucking stars that were getting traded back and forth, back and forth. I was like, what the fuck's going on? This shit
Melo
never
and
happens.
Paul George going to OKC.
Yeah, what a fucking dumpster decision that was.
Dumpster fire, were you going to say?
Well, Russ and Melo are staying together, right?
Yeah, Melo unfortunately is staying with OKC.
I think that may not be as horrible as people think, though. Because if
Paul George was the
isn't
best
there,
part of that team,
if Paul George isn't there, it's gonna give Melo more room to shine.
which is not what you want.
Isn't that what he
doesn't
isn't
make
that-
shots.
Doesn't he thrive on that?
He used to, but now he's not making his shots, and he takes dumb, like he just goes up to the post, try to do a LeBron fadeaway, and it fucking clanks.
So he's
Paul
just
George was
an
the best.
overpaid,
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He's an overpaid.
flash in the pan.
Well, he wasn't a flash in the pan. He was a great, and he. I was gonna say he's gonna go Hall of Fame, but
Not anymore.
no rings. Bad tail end of the career. Yeah, I don't know. You all right? You just punched the wall or something?
Yeah, I have
Temper
anger
issues?
remember?
I told you. I told you. So, yeah, I have no idea where LeBron's going to go, but hopefully we hear it in the Space Jam 2 trailer.
I think he's gonna go to the Lakers for sure.
For sure.
Why not? The Lakers is like the most popular NBA team. They have it's the most realistic place for him to go, other than Cleveland. He's not gonna win dick in Cleveland. I feel like him and the owners don't have the best relationship there. He seems to get frustrated a lot there. And this is all coming from Nick's bro science. I don't know a lot about it. I know they have like a fucking irrelevant coach that I don't even think he's a really good coach there.
He's a puppet.
Yeah, like,
LeBron's the coach.
and the Lakers are just a more historic team.
It's probably the
And
biggest
it's about,
market in
It's about
basketball.
legacy, right? If he can bring the Lakers back to a winning team.
Oh shit, you're right.
Like, why not? Like the Jordan.
They build a statue of him in that city.
The Jordan and the Bryants. Like they stayed
what?
on one team.
The Bryants?
The Bryants.
I've never heard anyone call Kobe by his last name.
You have now, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
But they stayed on one team, and that's part of their legacy. LeBron
That's another
ruined
reason
it.
that the loyalty might be a factor. Maybe he doesn't want to be another guy
But
that's
he
just
already-
shipping around to different teams,
He
making
already
them win.
did, though.
One time, yeah. But if
So
you do it
the
again, I think
legacy's
that
gone.
lowers you more.
I don't think so.
That means he's gone. That's it.
I think-
no more legacy for you. You left once for 2 years.
I think the
3
loyalty
years.
legacy is gone. For sure. Because he left. He can say that he brought his hometown a championship, though, which I don't know if Jordan's from Chicago or not. And I don't know where the fuck Kobe's from. So he has that going on for him.
Kobe was born in Asia.
What? Seriously?
Don't quote me on that.
But him going to the Lakers sounds like the best marketing move for him. And where's he gonna want to live? California or Ohio? Let's be real for a second.
I mean, he was born in Ohio, so
Yeah, so he's gonna want to live in California.
is that how that works?
That's exactly how that works.
Whatever.
Anyways, so you're done with NBA?
Yes. How much do you know about the World Cup?
Oh God, I was not expecting this conversation at all.
I'll do it real quick for you because I know you don't give a tit's ass about
I
soccer.
know it's like really popular right now. I heard Mexico's killing it, and I heard that Mexico, when they scored a goal, like there was like a fucking earthquake level of cheers.
Oh yeah, because
That's fucking crazy, dude.
the Mexico game.
Is he Messi out?
Yeah, he got kicked out today.
He
Actually,
choked, right? Like he hasn't scored in like 8 games or some shit.
he scored in their last game before this one, and he caused a goal today.
Oh, so that's why you just don't listen to
It
me
was a few
when he
ye-
talks about soccer.
Yeah, it was a few years since he had scored.
Seriously?
Up till this one, yeah. Well, I mean, it's 4 years per World Cup, so it wasn't since
Seriously?
the last one. Since the group stages of the last World Cup, he hadn't
Jesus.
scored.
So what, they like an average soccer player gets like what, 2 chances at a World Cup? If that.
The person who's currently leading the World Cup in scoring has 5 goals
Ever?
in this current World Cup.
Okay, what about like what's like all time?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know, man. How could you possibly
It can't
ask
be-
me to have
it
that
can't
stat?
be like over 20.
Most goals World Cup
If it's every 4 years, well,
All time.
How long's the average fucking
footballers'
career?
career length.
10, 15 years? 20 years? Can they fucking run like that
I'd
when they're
say-
40?
Not really, but they try. I'd say top is like 15 years. The
So you get 3 fucking chances. 3 or
Chances.
4. And if you average fucking 5 goals a year or 5 goals a tournament.
those are great numbers. The number one scorer has 16 goals all time.
See, I was like, it can't be more than 20.
You were absolutely right about that. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked.
Where's Ronaldo on that bitch?
He's not on that list.
No.
He doesn't usually perform very well in World Cups, but this year he's fucking showing up for sure.
He's pulling an Ovechkin.
Yeah. But Portugal, they finished second in their group, below Spain, who was a champion 2 World Cups ago. Russia was going undefeated, although turns out that their group is technically the easiest group in World Cup history. You
How
know,
does that work?
It's being hosted in Russia. Based on ELO ratings, which is like how good each player is and how much that amounts to how
But
good a
they're-
team is.
but
It's like
they're
all
undef-
stat based.
But they're undefeated.
They've lost 1 game, actually, to Uruguay, who was undefeated in their group.
So last podcast you explained like how the playoff format is, right?
Starts in a group stage, 4 teams per group. The top 2 teams of each group goes through the round of 16.
So is it in the round of 16 now?
Yep. First game was just played, Argentina versus France, which is a fucking
Argentina
stunner.
with Cristiano?
That's Messi.
Oh, it's with Messi.
Yeah. So they just played. It was a fucking 4-3 barn burner. Probably one of the best games of this World Cup.
Really? Is
And-
4-3 like a high scoring soccer game?
Oh yeah, that's
Football game?
it's just football. Man.
Football?
It's you don't.
F-U-T-B-O-L? Football?
That's just how they say it in Brazil. It was made in England when it's called football.
When I say football, I want to say slap at the base, man. I don't know why.
What?
Why?
Okay, whatever. I won't ask then. What else? What else can I take away with this really quickly? So in this France game, there was a 19-year-old Kylian Mbappe, who they said was too young for pro leagues, too young to be in the World Cup. Scored 2 fucking goals to finish Argentina's run.
Yeah.
2 goals at the end, like the very end, like they were in extra time.
Hopefully he gets a fucking fat contract for that or something.
Well, he's playing on the biggest French team right now, but he's like, it's called being on loan. Basically, the team that owns you, your contract, I should say, not like slavery or anything. they send you to a different team just to get you experience. They take all your contract and you come back after like a year.
That's crazy. Do they do that in soccer a lot?
All the time.
Because there's so many different franchises and
so many different teams, so many different tiers of like skill levels. So all these young players, this guy's like 19 years old, like I said. So he just gets shipped off to a different team to get a little more experience.
So is there going to be more games on today, or how does that work?
I think there's...
Like, do they have like all like the 16? Do they have those all like really quick?
Not really quick, but it'll definitely be over by the end of this week.
And then
by Monday, honestly, quite a few of the games will probably be played by the time you guys are hearing this. So
who's Cristiano facing?
Oh shit, who's Portugal playing? I don't even know. I don't have that pulled up. Give me a second.
And who the fuck is the favorite for this whole thing?
Well, at the start of this, I think on the last podcast, I said my favorite...
Germany, right?
Germany got kicked out. They're not
even... But they were the
make
favorite.
It to the round of 16. Yeah, that was a shocking thing. I personally said Germany will probably win, but I'm rooting for England, and I think Belgium will do really well. And Belgium has fucking showed up. They're looking like the best team there, period. All their players are somehow like the best in the world. It's crazy.
They're just playing really well together.
They're like the USA men's basketball team, where it has just all the NBA All-Stars just stacked on top of each other. That's basically what the Belgian team is.
So like all the really, really good players come from Belgium? Is that what you're saying?
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. All the best scorers and stuff.
So fuck Belgium. I don't want Belgium to win then.
I think Belgium will win. Or France, because France is
want
also
the
balling
underdog
out.
to win. Who's the underdog? Mexico? Mexico?
I mean, there's a lot of underdogs.
I want Mexico to
Uruguay
win.
is probably an underdog.
Uruguay?
Come on, where's the... I know there's a fucking round of 16 like thing. Uruguay's playing Portugal right now, actually. So that's Cristiano Ronaldo versus...
a shitty team?
I mean, they were undefeated in the group stage, but like I said, that was the Russia group, which
What's the
was
score?
technically the easiest
0-0?
one. It is 1-0 Uruguay.
Oh, shit.
Edinson Cavani scored. But, I mean, that's 7 minutes in. Damn.
That's very early. Are you trying to say you want to like watch the game or something?
No, not saying that. So, yeah, this World Cup's actually really fucking exciting. I don't know who's going to win. It's not Germany, and that makes me happy.
This is like the first time I've ever heard about a World Cup. But I like how popular it is.
What?
I'm hearing people from like random different phases of like fame or whatever sport that they're into or what kind of athlete they're all talking about the World Cup.
I don't think that's like a difference in how big it's become as a competition. I think that's just how much social media has grown. Like people just talk about anything and it gets out there to everybody.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good for football.
Stop calling it that. It's just football.
Maybe they can get some kind of like legit franchise rankings weird system instead of having like 87 different fucking things going on. Sounds confusing as fuck.
It's not.
Sounds
That's
like,
probably the best way to handle it.
It sounds like America's like retarded non-metric system. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, it's not at all like that, but whatever.
Can we talk about something like cool now?
That's all I have for World Cup. So
Jesus.
My favorites are Belgium, but I'm rooting for England. Harry Kane is the leader of England, and he's the one who's currently leading in goals. So he's got with 5. So
he's the leader of England,
the captain,
and he's leading their team. Is basically what you're saying.
Yes.
I thought you were fucking talking about their prince or some shit.
The leader of England. I see what you're saying.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I get how that can be confusing.
You fucking stunned me for a second.
He's the captain of the English football team.
Okay, well let's talk about UFC 226.
Okay.
Because that's coming. That's this Saturday.
Okay. So shit, are we doing our picks today?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh,
we got a lot to talk about.
Hang on a minute.
I'm not talking about any other thing about MMA because I just want to break down these fucking
UFC
fights.
226 special. Huh?
This is going to be the biggest card of the year. Or at least top 3, for sure.
That's a big range of popularity.
Well, because they always...
top 3? Come on.
I say it's the biggest card of the year, but it's the biggest card of the year right now.
So far.
I can't say it's going to be because
exactly,
they usually
we might see Conor in August or something.
Right, they have a November big card in MSG, and they always have a huge December card, so I don't know. But typically, when it's fight week in July and all that shit, that's when they try to have the biggest cards.
Right, that makes sense.
And this fucking card is stacked. Like, stacked.
For real. It's honestly surprising. I would not have pictured the main event happening ever in the past.
Dude, I'm so conflicted with the main event, but I don't like. Let's just.
I'm sticking to my pick, but let's start from the bottom this time. I know a lot of the times when we do these picks, we start with the fucking main event for some reason.
Let's not do that shit.
Yeah, let's start with the bottom.
So there's so many fucking good fights. Like fucking Dan Hooker's fighting Gilbert Burns. Lando Venata's fighting. And
Lando Venata?
Yeah, at the bottom.
Did you say Vernata? There's no R, man.
Lando Venata.
Why do you throw these R's in all these
Venata,
words? You said Vernata. We have the fucking tape.
Fucker.
We'll listen.
Max Griffin's fighting. Rafael Sunsal's fighting Rob Font. That'll be a really good fight.
Who the fuck is Rob Font?
Fuck. Oh my god, dude. You
What?
Get your shit together.
I'm not gonna know every single MMA fighter. Excuse the fuck out of me. This guy's the fucking 4th on the undercard. I don't give a shit.
Isn't that crazy how Sunsal's 4th on the undercard?
That is crazy, yeah.
But let's start with Mike Perry and Paul Felder.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Which, I don't know if you know, but Paul Felder is like a last-minute replacement. Because Mike Perry was supposed to fight Yancy Medeiros, and Yancy got injured. Which, that would have been a fucking crazy-ass fight, because they both just throw hands.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Paul Felder is coming in on a short notice. And he's definitely the more technical striker. And I feel like he'll follow a game plan more than Mike Perry will.
Oh, absolutely. Mike Perry's a hang and bang.
Perry.
I hate him, honestly.
I don't know why you hate him, dude. I respect him. He's real as fuck. He's just himself. That's why I like people that are just themselves.
He's himself, but he used to be an asshole. He's changed his ways, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just hanging on to what I thought he was before.
You got that, like, I hate John Mayer for zero reason going on with Mike Perry right now.
That's basically it. You're right. So who do you got then?
I get to make the first pick?
Well, hang on. Let me look at everything else. Let me make sure I'm not missing out on anything big here.
Scouting?
Yeah, I gotta plan this shit out.
Okay. Even, like, if we're making picks, if I don't agree with my pick and we're doing this off by fucking shots, I'm still going to say, like, I don't think he's going to win. Because I'm sick of my records being so shitty on these cards. Because of our stupid picking system that we got going on.
Okay, I'm going to go first, in fact.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Paul Felder.
You're going to go with the short minute replacement? Mm-hmm. Short minute replacement?
Can you seriously just say it right once?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I like Paul Felder because I think he's just, like, ferocious. I know Mike Perry is too. We watched him fight live.
True.
Dude is pushing all the time.
I don't agree with the term ferocious.
How not?
If you're talking about who's the most ferocious person in this fight, it's Mike Perry 1,000%.
Ferocious. He's a controlled ferocity.
Ferocity. Okay. I'll say Paul Felder is better. He's a way better striker. He's more technical. I could see Paul Felder getting lured into a war. I know he definitely likes the, like,
I think he can handle a war. Yeah.
It's just
Mike Perry can too.
If he takes one hit from Mike Perry, he's going to be out. For sure.
And Mike Perry has a chin.
Yeah, Mike Perry, he's gotten exposed his past few fights, though. Yeah. Just from being outpointed, basically. And they're showing that Mike Perry's kind of... he's not as diverse. He's more of a one-dimensional fighter. But he's definitely... The thing I like about Mike Perry is that he knows it. He knows that he has to work on his ground game. He needs to work on his discipline. He needs to learn how to... If it's not a fucking barn burner, then you're not fucked. Like, he needs to figure that shit out. And he understands that, too. So that's what I like about Mike Perry.
So he's trying to improve?
Yeah.
Is there any signs that he is improving? Because like you said, he's getting weaknesses pointed out in his last fights.
I guess we'll find out in this fight.
Against a short notice?
This will be a good fight for Perry to learn. Because Paul Felder is one of those guys that can either take this fight to where it's going to be a point contest... Or he can just say, fuck it, and just throw hands. And it can be a barn burner. So I'm curious to see how Paul Felder's strategy is, and I'm curious to see how Mike Perry's going to handle it. And this is a last-minute replacement for Mike Perry, too. Like, Yancy was not going to go in there trying to fucking point fight. Right. Yancy was going to go in there and finish the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
One of them was going to get knocked out. This might be a little bit different. So, curious to see. You're going with Paul Felder? I'm going to go with Mike...
Well, yeah, you are.
Well,
you can't go with Paul Felder.
I still think Mike might win. Like, I think he might finish Paul Felder.
I can see.
What's the next fight?
Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costa.
Oh my god.
Dude. I saw a picture of Costa. I think it was literally today.
I'm gonna say, have you seen like all-time like bodies in UFC?
Is Paulo Costa
steroids? Might be in top steroids. 2. He might be like the new Luke Rockhold.
He's fucking enormous.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's 11-0. His last fight was against Johnny Hendricks.
So is this like a gateway fight for him? Is this his time to prove he has it?
I think his fight against Johnny Hendricks was that time to show like he's good enough to beat a savvy veteran. And Johnny Hendricks is at the latter end of his career. He's 1-5.
Has he retired?
He did retire, but at the time he was like 1-4 post USADA. Uriah Hall is a different beast, obviously. Uriah Hall is that motherfucker that if he's on, he's one of the best ever as far as
skill.
Yeah, but there's just something about the mental hurdles of fighting that always gets to him.
Yeah, 14-8, whereas Costa's 11-0, like you said.
Right. I think that Paulo's going to be a lot stronger, and I think he's going to be way more confident in this fight.
God.
And I think they're setting Uriah Hall up to
lose. Yeah,
to lose.
Kind of seems that way.
So I'm going to go with Paulo.
Oh, I screwed myself by picking first.
Not really. Do you know anything about Gokhan Saki?
I know the name. I've also seen Khalil Roundtree fight. I was not impressed with the fights that I saw. I think it looks like he has a really, really small gas tank. But I guess he's 205 pounds, I guess.
Well, they're light heavyweights for sure. Gokhan Saki's he's new to MMA. He's 1-1. He was a Glory kickboxing champion. He was like the heavyweight Grand Prix champion at one point. He has a ridiculous fucking kickboxing record. You want to hear this shit?
Based on his stats, he lands 8 significant strikes per minute compared to Roundtree's 2.
Yeah, he's a striker, 100%.
Yeah.
He's 96-12 in kickboxing.
96-12.
83 wins, 59 by knockout.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's one of the best strikers on the planet Earth.
How old is he?
34?
I cannot imagine being in that many fucking fights.
He's 34.
Is that like 98 fights? That's fucking absurd.
No, 96. He's been knocked out.
Excuse me, sir.
Well,
about to be 97.
You gotta have good fucking math, or you just can't fucking have a conversation with me.
Wait, does that 96 include the 2 UFC fights?
No, it's kickboxing.
98! Told you!
Fair point. His MMA record, he's 1-1. He's been knocked out once too. So he's been knocked out 7 times.
Who did he get knocked out by?
It wasn't in the UFC.
Oh,
it was out of the UFC.
Gotcha.
His first win was in the UFC. And it was a fucking highlight reel knockout. Like, it wasn't looking too pretty at first, but then he just clipped him and fucking knocked his ass out. But they're definitely... The UFC as a brand has a lot in the stake of Gokhan Saki.
Gotcha. They're expecting him to be a big thing going forward?
Yeah, he definitely can be a huge draw. So they're kind of like giving him fighters that aren't going to wrestle his ass down and grapple him.
He got a 100% takedown defense in his 2 fights.
Yeah, so this will be a really interesting fight. Depends on how Roundtree's going to approach this fight.
Right.
That's all it depends.
If he shows up or not.
I don't know shit about his ground game, Roundtree's, at all. If he has a fucking brown belt...
He's a 0.3 submission average. If we're just going off numbers.
Yeah, but that don't mean shit.
I don't know what that means, to be honest.
Yeah.
Saki is 0.
It's your pick, so...
I'll go with Saki just because like I said, I'm unimpressed by Roundtree. He's physically imposing, but
I don't know. For so long.
Yeah.
Too much muscle, not enough oxygen.
The old Conor McGregor syndrome.
Saki by what? Knockout, probably.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you, but I'll fucking go with Roundtree.
I'm gonna say knockout 2nd round. Right when the gas is leaking out the tank.
I'm gonna say 1st round knockout for Saki.
You're going with Roundtree. You don't get to choose a 1st round knockout for Saki.
I'm telling you what the fuck I think is gonna happen. Next fight is a fucking really good fight. Michael Chiesa versus Pettis. Anthony Pettis. Showtime, baby. And
it's interesting that you have to specify that just because Sergio's doing so well.
Right. Yeah. Showtime. Anthony Pettis used to be fucking a dog. He was on the cover of Wheaties at one point.
Playing the UFC game, I started my career and I came up against Pettis and he just fucked my life over. I thought he was the best.
Give you the
fighter.
Showtime knockout.
Yeah,
something
he did.
Like that.
I thought he was the best fighter in the world after that.
Yeah, and then he got RDA'd. And then he got Eddie Alvarez. And then he got fucking figured out.
Yeah.
Basically, just grind him out, and that's how you finish him. And then since then, the old Pettis hasn't really shown up.
He hasn't really grown at all. Everyone else in the UFC is like growing, like advancing their game, but he's just Showtime.
I hear there's a lot of background noise that you hear about Pettis. Like his shit, like I don't know if you know, his cars got stolen at one time, like at one point. One of them like was like lit on fire, like crazy shit that there was happening.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
And like he had some injuries that he said that he had, but that's what everybody says when they are losing. So he has said that this has been like one of the best camps that he's ever had.
Everyone also says that.
But that was when they were supposed to fight before Conor McGregor fucked everything up.
Gotcha.
So they like I don't know if you know that they were supposed to fight in that, what is that, UFC 225? Was it 225? When Conor went to New York and fucked shit up? Or was that 224?
That was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
223, I think, actually.
Yeah, well, anyways, they rescheduled it to this fight card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious to see how it'll show out. I'm curious to see how Anthony Pettis is going to be. I hope that he's just as confident as he was, for sure. I know Michael Chiesa, I was listening to a few of his interviews, and everything that he talks about is Conor McGregor, because that's how everybody asks him, because he's suing McGregor.
Because he was part of that whole fiasco.
Yeah, and he was also saying, like, fuck that. He cost me a title shot, because Chiesa was the highest ranked lightweight on the card. So basically what he's saying is that if he was
beat
still...
Pettis.
No, not that. If he was still able to fight and he didn't have the fucking glass shards and whatever he had on him that forced him to not fight, he would have been the first option to replace Tony Ferguson.
Really?
Because he's the highest ranked lightweight. Which he does have a case there to an extent.
I suppose.
He's not... The way he's saying it, though, is like they guaranteed him the fucking shot, which isn't true. It sounds like he's trying to get as much money from Conor as possible, which I'm all for that. Fuck that. Like...
Whatever, man.
Conor,
can of worms. Let's not go into it.
Conor fucking.
Who are you
made a
picking?
play.
Who are you picking? Jess is.
Is it my pick?
A lot more of a grappler, right? So.
Yes. Pettis is sneaky with his submissions.
That's true. That's very true. I've been impressed by some of the stuff he just randomly pulls out.
Yeah.
While on the ground. But
Chiesa's a much bigger guy though. He's way bigger. He walks around like 190 pounds.
Yeah.
Pettis fucking cut down 145 a couple of times. So Michael Chiesa is definitely gonna have the strength. So as far as grappling goes, he's gonna be the bigger guy on the ground. Stand up, Pettis is all day.
Right.
Pettis is better standing up all day. Fuck.
So what do you got?
This is a tough one, man. Because Michael Chiesa is really, really good. And he's... Fuck. I want the old Pettis to show up. I'm just waiting for him to come out.
Remember not to pick with your heart. Pick with your brain.
I'm picking Anthony Pettis.
You idiot! That's your heart! Fine.
I think he's going to shock the world. I think... not shock the world. Like, this is a huge fucking deal. But I think the old Pettis is going to show his form.
So you think it's a knockout? Maybe a sneaky submission?
I think it's going to be a second round head kick knockout.
Head kick knockout?
Flashback.
Off the fence?
No, not off the fence. Let's not get too crazy. But I think Chiesa has a lot of shit on his plate right now. That's not even fight related. Like, he's able to deal with his lawyers and all that shit. It's a huge distraction.
Yeah.
And the media that he has to do has gone up just because of Conor, for sure.
So could this be like an Eddie Alvarez thing where the lights are on and he might shrink under the pressure?
Yeah. And I think Pettis has like zero risk in this fight.
Yeah, and he's been in the lights numerous times. He was the lights.
He's not worried about the lights. Yeah. He's not even in the lights right now, and he has nothing to lose. People aren't expecting him to fucking just come out and destroy Chiesa. Like, they don't even know what kind of Pettis is going to show up. So he has the pressure of just the personal belief in himself, opposed to Chiesa having the pressure to back up everything he's talking. Like, I was supposed to be the fucking guy to fight Khabib, and I would have fucking finished Khabib, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Chiesa's made it his fight to lose, for sure.
Yes, for sure. So I think Pettis is going to seize the opportunity.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Next fucking fight. This is like I don't know. There's so many, like the top 3 fights I'm so interested in, but I love this fucking fight, man.
Francis Ngannou versus Derek the Black Beast Lewis.
As Derek Lewis would say, this is black on black crime.
These are big boys.
Oh,
bigger than big boys.
Huge.
Huge boys. Heaviest hitters in the fucking fighting universe, essentially.
I guess so, because Derek Lewis is number 1 in the UFC punching thing, but fuck that shit.
You think that's all?
I think it's stupid. I think any heavyweight can knock out any other heavyweight. You don't need
your
superpower.
0.5 extra DPI or whatever
it's kind of ridiculous.
Force is, whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's your pick, so I want to hear you break down this fight.
All right, so Francis Ngannou, we know a lot about the destructive force that he can provide. We watched him literally murder Alistair Overeem. Somehow he rose back from the dead and got murdered again afterwards, but...
Yeah, Curtis Blades got him pretty fucking gnarly.
I don't want to go into that. So Ngannou is his own form of danger in that he can just knock you out whenever he wants. But
So
Derek
can-
Lewis
so can Derek
is
Lewis.
kind of the same thing. So it's like unstoppable force, immovable object. I think I'm going to go with Ngannou.
Really? You're going with Ngannou? Mm-hmm. I'm happy you're going with Ngannou because I'm going to pick
You
Derek
want
Lewis.
to pick Derek Lewis?
Here's the thing about these fighters. I will say from what I've seen from Ngannou, he definitely looks leaner than he did against Stipe. He looks like he's hopefully learning from the loss.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
And he's taking cardio a little bit more seriously.
Which is important. Enormous.
If this fight doesn't go, or if this fight goes past the first round, Ngannou's fucked. If he has the same mindset and the same strategy.
Does Derek Lewis have good cardio?
He has better cardio than Ngannou. And I think Derek Lewis has more heart than Ngannou. Because Derek Lewis has been hurt several times in fights. Like, he almost got finished like 3 different times from Travis Brown. And he just refused to fucking lose to Travis Brown and finished him. Knocked him the fuck out. And one of those brutal fucking slug him. He gets him to the ground and they're both exhausted. And he's just pounding him out. And like you can just see Travis lose the life in him. Like those are the craziest knockouts to me. Because that's like that's like a war right there.
I know. That's like
That's like
that
Jon
almost
Snow
seems like a
killing
crime.
somebody.
Yeah.
Like shit
That's
like
murder.
that. Yeah. I think they both have the power to knock each other out for sure. Ngannou is faster.
That's
He's
one of the
more
main reasons.
He's more athletic.
He's younger, more athletic. Well, maybe
I don't know
younger.
if he's younger or not.
Is there like a age like
think age
conspiracy
matters.
or anything? I feel like
Probably,
I remember
yeah.
hearing
I don't
that
fucking
he's
know. I'm not worried
listed
about
younger
that
than he's supposed to
shit.
be. But regardless, yeah, he's faster, he's leaner. That's one of the main reasons I'm picking him. Because like you said, they can knock each other out literally whenever. So I feel like first punch.
I feel like Derek Lewis is better on the ground if the fight even goes to the ground, which is very possible if one of them gets dropped. You know, Derek Lewis does have a lingering back issue that's been going on for the past several fights, like bad. He has to get a shot like once a week
Damn.
to like numb the pain and shit. But he's saying it's manageable right now, so he's confident in that. And this is a huge opportunity for Derek Lewis because if he fucking knocks Ngannou out, or he wins this fight in like a devastating fashion, he's the next up and comer for the heavyweight title. Him or Curtis Blades.
Yep.
So it's just a lot. I don't know how to like.
There's honestly, I don't think there's a ton of background noise on these guys. It's just
They don't like each other for sure.
Oh, yeah, for
They've been
sure.
talking shit to each other for like the past 3 of their own fights.
but like as far as the actual fight goes, it's whoever gets that punch in.
For sure. And I'm really curious to see. I hate making these picks before the fucking face-offs. I hate it.
Thank God, though. I'm so glad we
fucking
do.
hate
You
it.
base way too much on those fucking face-offs.
You say that. I'll put on some fucking late Instagram post like, no, I changed my mind. But
Yeah, we'll see that.
you got Ngannou. I think Derek Lewis can easily finish this fight for sure. I think Derek Lewis is not afraid of Ngannou the way like Alistair seemed to be hesitant against him.
Yeah, he was always on the back foot.
Yes, I don't think Derek Lewis is going to be nervous like that. And I think if Ngannou comes in cocky and thinking he's going to easily outstrike Derek Lewis, it's going to be a rough night for Ngannou.
I can see that.
So I'm going to go with Derek Lewis by either first round knockout or second round exhaustion. One of the other.
Second round exhaustion.
Moving
Pause
on.
it.
It's the blessed era, baby. Max Holloway versus Brian motherfucking Ortega.
Brian Ortega was a big surprise to me. I did not expect him to be so good that he could beat.
Frankie?
Yeah.
His striking was a surprise. See, here's the thing about Brian Ortega. Like, he has had 2 amazing finishes his past 2 fights. But I'm still not 100% sold on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was surprised when he came up, and I'm just not convinced yet.
His jiu-jitsu and his ground game off the charts.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as I rewatched that fight with Frankie like 3 different times. He was getting outstruck that fight.
Ortega or Frankie?
Ortega was. Frankie was out. He was just putting a much higher paced workload on him. He was at like in and out, getting his shots in, getting right out of Ortega's reach, all the way to like the last minute of the fucking first round. And they got caught. And then Brian Ortega is a fucking finisher. That's one thing you can say. When he hurts somebody, he fucking smells that blood and he fucking takes a chunk out of him, shark style.
Goes after it.
Yeah, that uppercut he landed on Frankie was fucking ridiculous.
Lifted him off the
Literally
mat.
lifted him up. That form was unbelievable.
For real.
Difference is he's not fighting a small, compact wrestler.
No, he's
fighting
not.
Max Holloway.
The exact opposite.
Max Holloway is as game
Tall,
as a fighter can be.
yeah,
He'll
tall,
fight
hanging
anybody,
banger.
anywhere, anytime. He doesn't give a fuck. He's a big boy. Ortega's not going to have the huge size advantage like he did against Frankie. Holloway has a bigger reach.
Holloway's got good takedown defense.
Yes, he has great takedown defense. And Holloway's not afraid to, like, he don't care where the fight goes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's fought black belts. He hasn't fought anybody on Ortega's level as far as the ground goes, but he's fought Otto twice.
Mm-hmm.
He finished Otto twice. He's fought Lamas. Fucking drag him out war. He fucking submitted Cub Swanson.
Mm-hmm.
Is it my pick?
Yeah.
I am going with Holloway for sure,
Okay.
but I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna go. I think it might be a.
It could be so
Fourth-
many things.
I'm going with a 4th round finish.
4th round
I
finish.
don't. My memory serves me right. Ortega's never been in a 5-round. He's never gone a distance in a 5-round fight.
Okay.
And before these last 2 fights where he's had these first round knockouts, it's always been like he's losing the first couple rounds and the 3rd round he pulls it off magically. I don't think he's going to have that magic pull off with Holloway. I think if Ortega wins this fight, the only way he's going to is if he does another 1st round stunner. Like he shocks the world again. But I don't.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. Not with Max Holloway. I don't think Max buys into his hype. I think Max has a belief in himself that true champions do. Like the best of the best. And
They know that they can do it.
Yeah. Who's fucking that game to fight Otto back to back? Who's game to fight Otto in Brazil
Nobody.
and finish him the way he finished him?
Literally nobody.
He puts an output on people just like the Diaz bros do. Just constant suffocation. He's just game. He fucking
There's
lures
no
you.
R in that word. Stop putting R's in all these words.
He lures motherfuckers into his own fight style. He really does. Every single one of Holloway's fights are similar. He fucking forces the war out of them.
Yeah. Because that's a game he is good at.
And he poses his will on people. So I think Holloway's gonna do the same to Ortega. It's gonna be a humbling loss for Brian.
I agree. Next fight. I'm not going to be happy about that pick.
Good analysis.
Yeah. Stipe versus Daniel Cormier. This is why I wanted to pick first, although it probably didn't matter. I think we were going to choose the same people anyway. I'm going to go with Stipe.
Why are you going with Stipe?
I'm going with Stipe because I think he's bigger, and I think
he is bigger.
I feel like Daniel Cormier has to hit a roadblock that isn't John Jones eventually.
Does he?
I think so. How old is he? 40 something.
No, he's like 39.
Excuse me.
He's retiring at 40 in March, I believe. At least that's his game plan. Daniel Cormier, if everything is picture perfect for him, he's gonna win this fight, then fight Brock Lesnar, and then fight John Jones. Like that's what he wants to retire.
Yeah. Well,
you know Stipe has hit a wall, right? Twice.
Hit a wall?
He got knocked out by Stefan Struve
When was that?
early in his career.
Okay,
Did
yeah.
that to him. And then he lost a decision to JDS, which is a controversial decision.
Well, here's the thing about
He has
heavyweights.
lost.
Heavyweights, I mean, anybody can beat anybody.
True. Do you know Daniel Cormier was 14-0 at heavyweight?
I know that Daniel Cormier has only lost to John Jones.
Yeah, and he had 14 fights in a row in heavyweight.
I feel like if one of them are going to hit that roadblock again, or in Cormier's case, for the first time, that it's going to be Cormier.
So you think
Based on age, based on him being undersized, although he's a hefty boy. Obviously, the wrestling is not even, like, contestable. But I think Stipe just is going to have
by
the
immigrant
force.
mentality?
Yeah, the immigrant mentality, even though he's from fucking Cleveland.
Okay. When I first thought about this fight, I was picking DC all day. And I didn't understand why so many people are picking Stipe. Like, yes, Stipe is the heavyweight champ. Yes, he beat Ngannou. He's on a tear. He's knocking everybody out. But I think motherfuckers forget about Daniel Cormier. I think everybody, because of John Jones, they don't appreciate how good Daniel Cormier is. If Daniel Cormier retired right now, he'd be top 5 all time.
Yep, I agree with that. But here's the thing. Based on how good you are in your career, that does not reflect how good you are right now.
True, but you're acting like Daniel Cormier has been slowing down. Did you not remember him against Ozdemir? He literally destroyed Ozdemir. He broke his will. In the first round, at the end of the round, he was going to finish him. He had him in a rear naked choke. Father Time saved him. He was saved by the bell. And then the second round, he just destroyed him.
Yeah.
Before that was John Jones, which was a close fight until the head kick, but steroids. Before that was Rumble, right? No. Was it Rumble? I don't know. Regardless, DC's not slowing down at all. DC is still like in the prime of his UFC career.
I'm not basing this decision at all on his like performance waning or anything like that. I just think it has to happen eventually.
He's got that fucking hunch or something.
It has to. I'm sorry, but you're not going to be great forever. That's not how that works. You might expect it, you might plan for it, but people regress, whether you like it or not.
I got a lot to talk about.
Okay.
So Stipe, I was watching Dan Hardy. He does breakdowns. Like the performance analyst shit. He's really, really good at breaking down fights. But you can tell who he wants to win based on how he breaks down fights.
A little bit of bias, maybe.
Yeah, like he was on Stipe's dick, like crazy. And the thing he emphasized the most is Stipe's short range knockout power, because he knocks people out with just these short little fucking
turns his elbow and
power clips. And that's how he knocked out Verdum. That's how he knocked out Junior Dos Santos. That's how he's like stunned people. That's how he hurt Ngannou. And he was comparing that to Daniel Cormier's fighting style. How when Daniel's fighting a bigger person like a John Jones, he waits for them to do a fully extended punch. He slips the punch, and then he gets their head behind their elbow. So then like all their power is gone. Like he went from having this much extension, and now DC's right here. And then DC can impose his like close, dirty boxing, trying to take your motherfucker down and impose his will on him. Dan Hardy thinks that he won't be able to do that against Stipe just because of Stipe's power in the close range.
Okay, but Stipe has to get close to Cormier, who's like a fucking black hole of wrestling mass.
Well, DC for sure is not gonna. I don't think he's gonna like stay on the outside.
Right.
DC's game plan is very similar to Stipe's. They both are just like
getting close.
They're similar fighters. They really are. Stipe's like a bigger version that's, I guess, a little bit more powerful. But DC is the more technical fighter.
Fundamentally sound.
Yes. DC is like, he's just a great guy. I love that fucking guy. Let's go back to his heavyweight career. There's some of the notable fighters he beat. Bigfoot Silva, who at the time just beat Fedor.
One of the best heavyweights literally ever. Yeah.
So nobody was expecting DC to beat Bigfoot. He knocked Bigfoot out. And this was the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix championship shit. And then he fought Josh Barnett, who was top 5 in the all like heavyweight rankings. He literally picked him up, slammed him down, and just whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Won the Strikeforce championship. In the UFC, he knocked out Frank Mir, who was a top 5 at the time. He beat Roy Nelson, who was like top 6 at the time. And I think there's a couple other people. But basically, he beat everybody in his path at heavyweight. The only reason why he didn't fight for the title was because Kane was the champion at the time. And Kane's his brother. So he went to 205.
Not literally.
Yeah, not literally. But at 205, he's beat everybody, not John Jones. He beat Rumble twice, who Rumble is the light heavyweight version of Ngannou.
Yep.
And if you compare those fights, Stipe beat Ngannou, yes. He outworked Ngannou. And he showed that he's a more well-rounded fighter. But he was exhausted after like the first round as well.
Well, yeah. Who wouldn't be exhausted after dealing with Ngannou?
Who wouldn't be exhausted after dealing with Rumble?
Or Cormier.
DC finished Rumble twice. Second round, same result both times.
Cormier does have like sneaky endurance and stamina.
Yeah.
You don't expect it from such
he's a fucking wrestler.
Such a Pillsbury doughboy.
Right. And so I'm so fucking curious to see this fight because they're so similar and they both fucking. I love both guys. I love Stipe. He's a great guy. He's like a great human. Firefighter, full-time UFC fighter. Husband, good shit all around. He's a nice guy, no drama. Same thing with DC.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not rooting against either of them. You really can't. But
I see this going one of two ways. I see Stipe finishing the fight early in not early in the first round, but in the first round. Or I see this being a drag him out, grind it out, embrace the grind, war fight, DC style decision. And if
you don't think Stipe can win that?
No, I don't think Stipe wins a decision against DC. I think DC's cardio is way better than Stipe's. I think DC can control his cardio way better than Stipe throughout the fight because he controls the wrestling. Whoever controls the wrestling and their positioning can control the pace of the fight. So if Stipe doesn't knock him out, then I think it's going to be a fucking barn burner war. But that being said, I think the only way DC really wins this fight is if he wins by decision. Like, I don't really see DC knocking Stipe out. I could see DC dropping Stipe. Like, maybe if he doesn't respect his punching power in the first round,
Sure.
he gets clipped. And DC's faster than Stipe, by far.
Faster?
Yes. DC, like, when I watched some of his older fights against heavyweights, granted, the heavyweights he was fighting are not the new
same
great
level,
heavyweights.
yeah.
Like, I think the heavyweights now are much more technical.
Yeah.
That being said, DC looked way faster. Like, he's super fast. His punching power, or not his punching power, his punching speed is just on a different level. So if he's able to keep that pace and he clips Stipe, he'll probably knock him down for a second, but I don't see him finishing Stipe. So it's going to be one of those kind of fucking wars.
Stipe lands more significant strikes per minute. With higher accuracy,
That's
he absorbs
true.
more.
But a lot of fights Stipe hasn't gone the distance. DC's had to have several distance fights. Like Justice and with the war, the John Jones fucking war and shit like that.
He's been through the ringer.
Yeah, Daniel Cormier has fought the more tough competition, for
Very
sure.
true. Very true.
But see, like, on the other note, Stipe's fought the best of the best, the heavyweight not named Cain Velasquez.
And no one's been at the top of heavyweight this long.
True. So this is why I'm so conflicted on this fucking fight, man.
That's why I wanted to pick first, so I just removed the choice for you.
That's fine with me because I'm still going with DC.
Right, I think you would still go with DC regardless. So I'm going Stipe. You're going Cormier.
See, my heart and my mind is picking DC. And I just want this is how I want this to go. For
That'll
DC.
mean you'll be double wrong.
I want DC to win this championship. It's going to be a really close fight, so Stipe doesn't look too bad.
Sure.
Then Brock Lesnar comes in the picture. DC just destroys Lesnar because that's how I see that fight going.
Sure.
I don't care how big Lesnar is. DC's the better wrestler, period.
That's literally going to be like Lesnar getting trained in MMA by Cormier.
It'll be a seminar.
Yeah.
And then John Jones is going to be back in the picture. They're going to fight for the heavyweight championship. And then DC somehow manages to beat John Jones, heavyweight championship, retires, greatest of all time. That's how I want DC's career to end. For that to happen,
that's a lot
of shit has to go right.
Perfect things to go right. Yeah, you're right.
But that's what I'm going with.
That's a Cinderella story.
That's
for
my
sure.
vision. I think DC deserves that Cinderella story. Out of anybody in the UFC, there's a lot of fucked up shit that's happened to him.
That's true. Can of worms. Let's not go into it.
And there's some shit that you probably didn't even know about, like his dad and shit like that. But yeah, we won't go into it.
Yeah.
That's why John Jones is a piece of shit, man.
Yeah, fuck John Jones.
So you're going with Stipe. How do you see him finish? Do you see him finishing this fight, or do you think it's going to be a decision?
No, probably not decision.
So you see him finishing DC.
Yeah. I'm thinking end of the first round, TKO.
Wow.
He's gonna clip Cormier once. I saw it against John Jones. He starts stumbling. Stipe knows how to jump on those opportunities too.
Oh my god.
What?
John Jones hit him with a leg kick from hell. A leg kick from hell.
Yeah.
Stipe doesn't fucking throw leg kicks.
Doesn't matter. He can still punch from hell.
Sure, but you're acting like DC hasn't taken power as strong as Stipe. He's taken shots from Rumble.
I'm saying he's 40.
He took one shot from Rumble, busted his nose. He did a fucking
when was that?
Roll.
He was like 36 at that point.
3 years ago, big fucking deal. You're acting
it's
like,
a big deal.
You're acting like DC's this old brittle guy. Dude.
That's exactly what I meant. You're right. Maybe he's not, but that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, first round TKO.
Yep.
I'm going with DC, baby.
Do you think it's gonna be a decision?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of them drag him out wars. I hope it's a decision. I want my fucking money's worth, baby.
Your money's worth? You don't pay for that
I
shit.
want my streaming worth,
Shut up.
motherfucker. UFC needs to update their fucking business shit. Nobody buys the pay-per-views anymore. That's why their sales are so down. Like it's like 50% compared to last year.
Well, yeah, no one fucking buys entertainment anymore.
Yeah, it's all
stream
free.
entertainment.
Everybody gives out their shit for free now, so maybe they should follow suit.
Get with it.
But that being said, I'm fucking done with this MMA talk.
Whew. It's gonna be an exciting card. You're absolutely right. It definitely has potential to be card of the year, but we don't know what's gonna happen with Conor or Nate. Lots of speculation going on with those two.
Conor and Khabib was gonna fight next. It's not gonna be Conor and Nate.
I don't mean Conor and Nate together. I mean both of them are linked to fights later in the year.
It's true, but We don't got dick on it right now, so
That's true.
fuck off. This
Let's
is the
not
biggest
speculate
card.
any fake news.
That being said, we need to wrap this shit up.
You're right. So
You got a concert to go to.
That's
I
true.
got a couch to lay down and rest on. I got more important shit to do than this shit.
wow, priorities. So this has been Passive and Aggressive.
I love how you do these intros.
Why?
And
It's
by
not
that,
an
I
intro.
fucking
It's an outro. You fool.
hate how you do these.
Why?
This has been Passive and Aggressive.
That's not what I sound like.
That's not what I sound like.
Let's see you do it,
You
Mr.
want to?
Hard Ass.
Okay, ready? Set.
Go.
Action. All right, motherfuckers. Check out the new Dota series that Dalton's doing, the passive play shit. He's enjoying it. It's very important to him. It's a good learning curve for him.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to give him a bunch of criticism in the most negative way possible.
See,
The most negative way possible. I want him to fucking feel like how Luke felt before he got some advice from Yoda. I want to be Yoda to Dalton.
you give me the worst advice when it comes to games. See, when you do these, you just go straight for the insults. I was just gonna at least keep it light and happy. Go check out our Instagram, our YouTube channel. We're on iTunes, Spotify, all that good shit. Check out the
Google Play.
episodes. Go to our website,
Share the
pnacast.com.
shit.
See, this is why one of us has to do the outros. Both of us.
Listen, fuckers. If you like it, rate. If you know anybody that thinks they would listen to this, share it. Mm-hmm. You got any advice for Dota? Let Dalton know. You got
Or
any
NBA.
advice for
Let's-
NBA?
how about
Let
that?
Nick know.
Yeah, for
See,
sure.
I can be humble at times.
No, you can't.
It's okay.
No, you can't.
If you want to play RuneScape or Halo 3, if you want to play like the good games, just hit me up. I'll fucking play those games with you. I'll whoop your ass in Halo 3. No problem. But until
Laugh
then,
so hard when
hopefully-
actually good people play you and you lose.
hopefully next week I won't be as dead as I am now, and back to my regular routine. I haven't worked out in like a week. I'm like very agitated with shit. Like I hate not working out because I can't let out fucking energy, but at the same time I don't
Your
have
temper.
energy.
Can't release your temper tantrums
No, I can't.
in productive ways.
So I gotta like bang my head off a fucking goalie helmet or something.
I don't recommend doing
That
that.
being said, this is the Passive and Aggressive, and we're out.
We'll see you guys next time.